My child, I see you. I see what you're carrying. I see what's been pressing against your spirit. And I see what no one else around you seems to understand. You are in a battle, not a battle of flesh and blood, but one of spirit and shadow. This is not just stress. This is not just exhaustion. This is spiritual warfare. You are not imagining it. You are not being dramatic. You are being attacked because you are anointed. The enemy fears what I've placed inside you. He sees the calling on your life. He senses the power of your obedience. And that's why he's been trying so hard to break you. That's why the confusion suddenly swelled. That's why the atmosphere around you shifted. That's why you've been feeling heavy for no clear reason. But I have come to speak peace over your storm, and I have come to expose the unseen enemy behind it. The enemy has been sowing lies, not just around you but inside your thoughts. He's been whispering that you are unworthy, that you've lost your way, that your prayers are not working. But those are not your thoughts. They're flaming arrows. And I say to you now, lift up your shield. The shield of faith I've placed in your hands is not ornamental. It is not decorative. It is divine. It was forged in the fires of your surrender. It was strengthened in the moments you chose to worship instead of worry. It is soaked in the oil of my presence, and it cannot be penetrated. Your faith, even if it feels small right now, is not powerless. Your faith is a weapon, and it is your shield. Every time you choose to believe what I've said, you raise that shield higher. Every time you declare my promises instead of your panic, that shield shines brighter. And every time you cry out to me, even with trembling hands, the enemy trembles more. Do you hear me? You are not helpless in this. You are not exposed. You are covered. I am your defender. I am your strong tower. I am your refuge in the midst of the storm. And I have surrounded you with fire, not to burn you, but to blind your adversary. The attacks that reached you were not permitted to destroy you, only to reveal what you carry. You carry my spirit, you carry my authority, you carry my word, and now I'm awakening your awareness because you've been fighting in the dark. But I am switching the light on. You thought this was just life getting hard, but I say to you, it is spiritual. You thought maybe you'd done something wrong. But I say to you, it's because you're doing something right. You are close, you are advancing, you are dangerous to darkness. And that's why darkness is trying to overwhelm you, but it will not succeed. Because I'm not just watching, I'm standing in front of you. I am your shield, not just your comforter, your commander. And I say, it's time to fight back. But not with your fists, not with your frustration. With my word, declare it, stand in it, wield it like a sword, and wear it like armor. This is the season you learn how to war in the spirit. No more passive suffering, no more silent torment, no more confusion about what's going on around you. This is war, but you are not alone. I have dispatched angels to war on your behalf. I have sent my spirit to give you wisdom, and I have anointed your voice to speak breakthrough. You will not lose your mind. You will not forfeit your peace. You will not drown in this attack. I have already decreed your victory, and now I am training your hands for battle. So get up, shake the dust from your spirit, stop rehearsing the fear, and start proclaiming the truth. You are not under attack. You are under covering. You are not cursed. You are called. And the more the enemy presses in, the more I will pour out power through you. This will not break you. This will make you bold. This will not silence you. This will strengthen your voice. This will not end you. This will establish you. I know it's been hard to pray. I know your spirit has felt weary. But right now, even as these words reach your ears, strength is coming back. Clarity is returning. The fog is lifting. Because I am here, and where I am, the darkness cannot stay. You've been saying, God, what is happening to me? And I say, victory is happening through you. Every attack is about to backfire. Every scheme is about to be exposed. Every weapon is about to fall powerless at your feet. Because no weapon formed against you shall prosper. The shield is not just something you hold. It's something I am. I am your shield. I am your defense. I am the one who steps between you and every fiery dart of hell. So breathe again. Pray again. Stand again. You are not losing this fight. You are learning to win it. This is not just about surviving, it's about awakening. You're coming out of this stronger, clearer, and more anointed than you've ever been. And if this message pierced your heart, if something in you stirred as I spoke, then I want you to like, comment, and subscribe to this channel, because I will keep speaking through it. You'll hear my instructions. You'll receive my confirmations, and you will walk shielded every single day. You've been walking through fire, and no one else knows how hot it's been. You smile on the outside, but you've been fighting to stay upright on the inside. You get out of bed. You go through the motions, but something has been pressing against your soul. And I need you to know, it's not just life. It's not just circumstance. This is war. A war for your mind. A war for your peace. A war for your future. The enemy's greatest tactic has never been force. It's been deception. If he can convince you that what you're experiencing is just bad luck, he can keep you from standing in your authority. If he can make you blame yourself for things that were never your fault, he can steal your confidence in me. If he can exhaust you with thoughts that don't belong to you, he can make you forget who you are. But I am breaking that lie today. I am pulling the veil off the enemy's scheme. He's been trying to wear you down slowly, like waves that never stop crashing, hoping you'd eventually stop resisting. He's been trying to isolate you emotionally, so you'd stop reaching out to me. He's been trying to torment you in the night, to rob you of rest and wear out your discernment. But here's the truth he's terrified of. You are not alone in this battle. You are not weak, and you are not without help. There are angels standing watch even now. There are prayers you prayed last year that are still moving in the heavenlies. There is a fire surrounding you that the enemy cannot cross. I have assigned warriors to your cause. I have given orders concerning you, and every plan of darkness has been noted and will be overturned in my time. So don't panic. I did not leave you vulnerable. I did not abandon you to fight for yourself. I gave you weapons. I gave you access. I gave you me, the one who speaks and causes winds to still. I am in the battle with you. When the voices rise in your mind like a flood, I lift up a standard. When you can't even find words to pray, I intercede for you with groanings deeper than sound. And when the enemy thought he could crush you by surrounding you, he forgot that I surround him. I want you to start watching with spiritual eyes. The reason you're being fought isn't because you're off course. It's because you're in alignment. The resistance you're feeling is a signpost. You're stepping into something holy. And the enemy always strikes hardest before breakthrough bursts through the veil. So instead of asking, "Why is this happening to me?" ask me, What am I stepping into that has the enemy so afraid? Because I promise you, it's something he cannot stop. You've been thinking you're just barely making it, but in the spirit, you've been standing tall. You've been walking through shadows, but there's glory rising on your shoulders. You've been praying while crying, and heaven has counted every tear like diamonds. This war is proof of your weight in the kingdom. You are not a pawn. You are not a victim. You are my warrior, marked with favor, moving in power, chosen to carry fire. The enemy attacks what carries fire. And you are full of it. I've seen the moments you almost gave up. I saw the days you didn't want to pray, but you whispered my name anyway. That whisper shook hell. You thought it was weak, but it echoed with heaven's strength. You thought your faith was failing, but I saw it growing stronger through every trembling yes. And now, I'm releasing fresh fire upon your shield, fresh discernment, fresh intercession, fresh strength. You are going to recognize attacks faster and repel them quicker. You are going to speak and watch resistance break in the atmosphere. You are going to move in confidence because you'll no longer mistake demonic pressure for personal failure. That's what the enemy wants, for you to blame yourself for what's been pressing you. But today I say, you are not under condemnation. You are under my covenant. You are not failing. You are forming. You are being refined like gold in fire, and nothing can destroy what I am forging. So breathe deep, my child. Stand tall in the Spirit. Lift your shield, not in fear, but in faith. Lift it in praise. Lift it in my word. Lift it in declarations when your voice feels shaky. Every shout of praise is a strike against the enemy's encampment. Every verse you speak aloud is a sword through the fog of confusion. And every moment you keep your eyes on me, you blind the enemy with my glory reflected in your gaze. You're not fighting for victory, you're fighting from it, because I already won this war. All I'm asking you to do now is stand, and if your legs feel too weak, lean on me. If your faith feels too small, borrow mine. I am your shield. I am your song in the night. I am your strength when the storm won't stop, and I will not let you fall. Listen to me closely. You're not hearing this by accident. You were meant to receive this now, because your turning point is near. So let the enemy snarl. Let the voices rage. They cannot touch what I've covered. They cannot curse what I've blessed. You are shielded, fully, fiercely, forever. Now let that truth rise in your soul like fire. Let it burn away every lie. Let it silence every shame. Let it anchor you in the heat of the war. You are surrounded by angels. You are wrapped in my promise. And you are walking into your next chapter victorious. I've shown you the war. Now I will show you the weapons. You are not defenseless. You have not been left with empty hands. I have armed you with more than this world can see, but all of hell can feel it. You are not just surviving spiritual warfare. You are built to subdue it. Every time you lift your voice in prayer, it rattles the gates of darkness. Every time you declare my word, it slices through invisible chains. Every time you believe me when your eyes see nothing, you burn a path through enemy territory. You may have felt weak, but weakness in your flesh is not weakness in your spirit. You are mighty through me, and your weapons are not carnal. They are divine. They are tested. They are forged by fire and sharpened through obedience. Now listen carefully, because this is where the tide begins to turn. There are 3 weapons the enemy fears most in your life right now. The first your worship. You've underestimated the sound of your praise. You thought it was just a song, a melody, something you do when things feel good. But I tell you, it is a weapon, one that shakes foundations. When you sing in pain, when you lift your voice in the middle of heartbreak, when you praise me in the valley, it releases shockwaves in the spirit realm. Walls fall, chains break, confusion scatters. Your worship invites me into the battle, and when I enter, I never lose. So do not withhold your sound. Let your home be filled with the echo of heaven. Let your room become a battlefield of praise. Let the enemy regret the day he ever came near your house. The second weapon, my word in your mouth. This is not just ink on paper. It is not just scripture you memorize. It is a living sword, sharper than any blade forged by man. But a sword does nothing while it sits silent. You must speak it, declare it, send it out like fire. When the enemy whispers, "You're not enough," you answer, "I am more than a conqueror." When fear rises, you shout, "God has not given me a spirit of fear, but of power, love, and a sound mind." When the storm howls, you declare, "Peace, be still." Don't wait until you feel strong. Use my word when you feel weakest, and you will see strength rise like a flood within you. It is not your eloquence that makes demons flee. It's the authority of my spirit inside my word. And you have it. Right now, speak it out, send it forth. Your silence has been a target, but your voice is now a weapon. The third weapon, your authority. Yes, you. I gave it to you the moment you became mine. You are not a beggar outside the gates. You are seated with me in heavenly places. You don't ask the enemy to leave, you command him. You don't tiptoe around darkness, you carry the light that drives it out. You don't wait for things to calm down before you believe. You declare calm into the storm. Authority is not a feeling, it's a position, and you are positioned in me. When you stand, you do not stand alone. When you rebuke, I back your words with power. When you say enough, all of heaven echoes it. You must stop seeing yourself as small. You must stop thinking your voice doesn't matter. You must stop surrendering ground that I already gave you. This is your house, spiritually, emotionally, mentally, and you will not be invaded anymore. From this moment forward, draw the line in the spirit. Anxiety must go, torment must cease, confusion must bow, because I, the Lord of hosts, have armed you. You are not asking me to fight for you like a distant warrior. I am inside of you, and together we are driving back the darkness. My light is not flickering, it's surging. My glory is not fading, it's advancing. And you, my beloved, are the vessel of that glory. So rise now, not with fear, but with fire. You've cried enough. You've questioned enough. Now you war with what I've given you. Worship like you believe chains are falling. Speak like heaven is moving with your every word. Walk like your feet are guided by purpose, because they are. And here, in the presence of this battle, I make you a promise. You will not lose. You will not be overcome. You will not be forsaken. The enemy may come in like a flood, but I am raising up a standard even higher. Your mind will know peace again. Your home will be a sanctuary. Your nights will be filled with rest. This is not hype. It's holy. This is not emotion. It's eternal truth. You are stepping into a season of dominion, not by force, not by striving, but by walking in what I've already secured. I paid for your victory with my blood. I sealed your breakthrough with my spirit. I surround you with my angels, and I call you my own. So now hold your head high, Hold your shield firm, hold your place, and watch me move. Because you are not fighting for survival, you are enforcing my triumph. This is what terrifies hell. This is what awakens heaven. This is what breaks delay. You've been waiting for the moment you'd feel strong again. But I say, your strength was never gone. It was just hidden beneath the warfare, and now I'm uncovering it. Now I'm calling it forth. Now, you step into the fullness of who you are. The greatest battlefield is not always around you. It is within you. The mind, my child, that sacred ground where thoughts rise like waves and fall like storms. That is where the enemy launches his fiercest attacks, and that is where I place my most powerful shield. You felt it, the racing thoughts that don't let you sleep, the weight that presses on your chest without cause, the silent wars no one sees, but I see them all. And I tell you now, not one dart of darkness will go unanswered. Your mind was created for peace, not panic, for clarity, not confusion, for faith, not fear. This is not just mental exhaustion. This is spiritual warfare camouflaged in everyday thoughts. The enemy whispers, "It will never change." But I thunder, "Behold, I make all things new." He says, "You're losing your grip." I say, "I uphold you with my righteous right hand." He murmurs, "You're alone." But I declare, "I am with you, even to the end of the age." You see, the attack was never about your circumstances. It was about wearing down your faith, about draining your strength at the root, about keeping your mind spinning so your spirit couldn't soar. But I step into that battleground now, not with suggestion but with authority. Peace I speak into you now. My peace, not the world's, not temporary relief, not fleeting calm. My peace is a person, and that person is me. I walk into your storm without fear. I speak over your mind like I did over the waves, and I still say, "Peace, be still." You've been tormented long enough. Now I break the agreement you didn't even realize you made, the one that said, "This is just how it is." No, child, you were never meant to live at war with your thoughts. I release my anointing to cleanse the corridors of your mind. Let every lie be burned out. Let every toxic replay be silenced. Let every image planted by darkness be uprooted now. You are not losing your mind, you are reclaiming it. And I give you tools to keep it. You will no longer just react to thoughts, you will take them captive. Not one lie will roam freely. Not one fear will find a nest. You will weigh every thought against my word, and if it doesn't carry my truth, it has no place. You are not weak for feeling overwhelmed. You are human, and I made you to need me. So lean into me again. Every time the thoughts come fast, come to me faster. You don't have to fight alone in the dark. I am the light, and I am here. There is something else I must reveal. The enemy has targeted your mind because your calling requires clarity. You are a threat to the kingdom of darkness, and the clarity I give will break chains in others. That's why you've battled mental fog. That's why you've battled indecision. That's why confusion has tried to wrap around you like smoke. Because your mind, when at peace, becomes a weapon. When your thoughts align with heaven, your words carry weight. When your focus sharpens, your purpose ignites. When your imagination is sanctified, you begin to dream with me again. So I tell you now, the cloud is lifting. Not because you've figured everything out, but because I'm breathing on you. The fog that felt endless will start to break. The heaviness you couldn't explain will suddenly lift. The noise will quiet. Not because the world changed, but because your spirit took charge. You don't belong to fear. You don't belong to anxiety. You don't belong to any diagnosis that tries to define your worth. You belong to me, and what belongs to me, I defend, I protect, I restore. Do not fear the days ahead. I will walk with you in the silence. I will whisper wisdom into your midnight hours. I will hold your heart until it beats in rhythm with mine. But you must do your part. Guard the gates of your mind. Not everything deserves your attention. Not every voice deserves your focus. Not every headline deserves your peace. You don't have to take in every fear the world delivers. You are not obligated to carry burdens I never handed you. Let my words saturate your thoughts. Let my promises be louder than the threats. Let worship be the filter that catches every lie. Yes, this will take discipline, but not the kind that drains you. It is the discipline of resting in me, the kind that brings joy back, that brings color to your days again, that brings laughter where there was only surviving. You don't have to fake being okay anymore, because I'm making you whole, not just in body but in mind. I haven't forgotten you, and I will not leave you in the middle of this war. I am giving you a mind like a garden, not a battlefield, where truth grows, where peace flows like rivers, where thoughts are still and focused, where you hear me clearly again. So now breathe in this truth. You are not who the war says you are. You are who I say you are. And I say, you are sound in mind, strong in spirit, and guarded by grace. I say, no weapon formed against your mind will prosper. I say, joy is returning, rest is returning, strength is returning. You will sleep again, you will dream again, you will believe again. This is your shield, not made of metal but of truth. It surrounds you even now. It pushes back the arrows. It deflects the torment. And soon, very soon, you'll find yourself standing in peace that passes understanding. That peace is me, and I am here. Child, listen to me. You are not defenseless. This attack that has come upon you was never meant to break you. It was meant to reveal what I've placed within you. And I tell you now, you are stronger than what has tried to overtake you. Not because of your own might, not because of your own wisdom, but because I, the Lord of hosts, dwell within you. Do you understand what that means? The one who spoke galaxies into motion lives in you. The one who shattered the grip of death calls you his own. The same power that raised me from the grave, it flows in your spirit now. You are not weak. You are not stuck. You are not unarmed. I have given you a shield the enemy cannot penetrate. It is not forged in human fire. It is divine. It is faith. And faith is not fragile. It is not passive. It is a weapon. Faith declares what is true, even when everything around you lies. Faith doesn't wait to feel strong. It speaks strength into the atmosphere. Faith is the voice of heaven echoing in your soul, reminding darkness it cannot stay. Yes, there is a battle, but I've made you a warrior. You are not a victim in this war. You are a vessel of glory, and the fire that's tried to consume you will become the fire that fuels you. Lift up your head. Stop watching your enemy. Look at me. I have gone before you. I am surrounding you, and I am warring with you. But I need you to rise, not in panic, but in power. Not in pride, but in purpose. You don't fight by swinging wildly in fear. You fight by standing in truth. You fight by knowing who you are. You fight by knowing who I am. You fight by opening your mouth and speaking the word. Speak it when you wake up. Speak it when you feel pressure. Speak it when the enemy tells you you're finished. Because I've already declared, it is finished. No longer will you go through life waiting for peace to come. You will carry peace into every room. No longer will you shrink back when warfare rises. You will confront it, clothed in my armor, wrapped in my light. I'm not asking you to be perfect. I'm asking you to be aware of me. Because every time you forget who I am, you give fear room to lie. But when you remember who I am, when you declare, "The Lord is my strength and my shield," something shifts in the spirit. Chains fall, walls crack, accusations fade, and power flows. Your greatest defense is not hiding. It is standing in who I have made you to be. I have dressed you for war. The helmet of salvation guards your thoughts. The breastplate of righteousness protects your heart. The belt of truth holds you steady. Your feet are covered in peace, not panic. In one hand, you hold the shield of faith, and in the other, the sword of the Spirit. My word is your sword, not just to defend, but to strike back. When the enemy says you're done, you say, "I shall not die, but live." When the enemy says you're unworthy, you say, "I am the righteousness of God in Christ." When fear says it's over, you say, "My God shall supply all my needs." Speak it, say it, shout it if you must. Hell does not flee from silence. It flees from truth. But don't just speak once and walk away. This battle requires persistence. Don't stop swinging because you didn't see breakthrough in a day. Keep pressing. Keep praying. Keep believing. I am not slow to act. I am working even now, behind the veil, beyond your senses. Every time you speak my name, heaven responds. Every time you worship through pain, demons scatter. Every time you choose faith over fear, you build a fortress that darkness cannot invade. So do not lay down your weapons out of weariness. Pick them up with confidence. You are not fighting for victory. You are fighting from victory. It is already finished in the Spirit. You are simply enforcing what I've already declared. I see your tears. I feel the exhaustion. I know what it's like to be surrounded. But I also know what happens when heaven gets involved, and I tell you, heaven is involved now. Angels are moving on your behalf. Chains are breaking even as you listen. What tormented you last night will not have the final word, because I have the final word, and my word is freedom. My word is healing. My word is power. My word is yes and amen. So lift your shield high again, not as a burden, but as your banner, because the battle belongs to me, and I never lose. Let the darkness come. Let the lies rise. Let the winds howl. You are covered. You are guarded. You are hidden in me. This is your shield, and with it you will overcome. Now listen closely, because what you are feeling is not just resistance, it is exposure. The shaking you sense is not to break you, it is to uncover what's been lurking. You asked me for clarity. You prayed for truth. You cried out for the chains to break, and I have heard you. But freedom rarely comes quietly. When I move to set you free, I begin by revealing what's been holding you hostage. This is not the enemy gaining ground. This is me shining light into dark corners. You are not going backward. You are walking into revelation. And when truth shows up, lies tremble. There have been things hiding around you, disguised as peace but born in deception, disguised as friends but sent to distract, disguised as opportunities but rooted in compromise. And now I'm exposing it, because what you cannot see, you cannot defeat. So yes, it feels like the pressure increased. Yes, it feels like confusion crept in. But I say again, this is not defeat. This is disclosure. The fog is lifting. The enemy tried to camouflage himself in comfort, but I am pulling back the veil, Now you will see clearly. Now you will discern deeply. Now you will walk with your eyes wide open. You are not who you were. Your spirit is growing sharper. You used to second-guess my whispers. Now you'll recognize my voice in the storm. You used to entertain old patterns. Now you'll sever what no longer belongs. You used to tolerate the serpent. Now you'll crush him underfoot, because I'm not just protecting you from what's attacking you. I'm revealing what's been weakening you in silence. No more secret footholds. No more hidden alliances. No more quiet agreements with fear. I am raising your awareness. You will see motives for what they are. You will hear the voice behind the voice. You will sense what the natural mind cannot detect, and you will walk in wisdom, not confusion. This is how I arm my children, not just with strength to endure, but with sight to discern. And hear me now, this battle didn't begin today. It began long before your eyes were opened. The enemy has studied your bloodline, studied your patterns, studied your weaknesses. He waits for open doors, not just sin, but spiritual ignorance. But I'm slamming those doors shut. Every unholy access point is being sealed. You prayed for deliverance. Now let me deliver you. Let me break what you keep excusing. Let me cleanse what you keep hiding. Let me destroy what you've tried to manage. Because you were not created to manage oppression. You were created to walk in dominion, and my Spirit, the Holy Spirit, is within you now, not just for comfort, but for conquest. Let Him lead you. Let Him stir your spirit when something feels off. Let Him guide your feet away from the counterfeit, because not everything that glitters is gold, and not every open door was opened by me. So I will teach you how to test the spirits. I will train your hands for war and your fingers for battle. I will sharpen your senses until you no longer walk blind, and you will no longer question what is from me. Because when I speak, peace follows. When I open a door, joy walks through it. When I send someone, you feel strength, not confusion. And when I anoint you, demons can't pretend to be friends. So yes, I'm shaking things, but I'm not shaking you. I'm shaking what tried to blend in. I'm shaking what slithered in while you slept. I'm shaking what smiled while stabbing you slowly, because no weapon formed against you will prosper, and that includes subtle spiritual sabotage. I did not bring you this far for you to fall in the shadows. You are coming out of the fog now. You are walking in clarity. You are waking up to what you carry. You carry my spirit. You carry my truth. You carry my power. And with that power comes vision. You will no longer settle for what drains you. You will no longer bow to what shames you. You will no longer follow what doesn't feed your soul. You were made for more. So now I strip off the distractions. Now I silence the wrong voices. Now I break the cycles that wore sheep's clothing. And when it's done, you will be lighter. When it's done, you will look back and realize this wasn't a breakdown. This was breakthrough in disguise. You don't have to beg for it. You don't have to chase it. Just watch. I am doing it, but I need your agreement. Say yes to the unveiling. Say yes to the refining. Say yes to the painful clarity that brings peace in the end. Because once the serpent is seen, he cannot stay. Once the chains are visible, they begin to break. Once the truth is revealed, it will set you free. And whom the Son sets free is free indeed. This is part of your shield. Not just protection, but perception. Not just defense, but discernment. Because the greatest danger isn't always the loudest one. Sometimes it's the quiet lie, the familiar voice, the tolerated sin. But now, no more. No more pretending. No more blindness, no more spiritual fog. I am exposing the attack. and I am walking you out of it, one revealed truth at a time. Stay with me, child. The light is growing brighter, the shadows are losing power, and the real battle is already mine. This is your shield, and this is your awakening. My child, do not mistake the silence around you for absence. Do not assume I am distant just because the warfare feels intense. Even in the quiet, I am commanding legions. Even in the dark, my glory surrounds you. You cannot always see what I've assigned to guard you, but heaven has not been blind to your battles. I have placed warriors around your bed at night. I have assigned angels to your path when you travel. I have stood in front of you at the moment when the enemy had planned to strike. You have no idea how many attacks never reached you because my shield was already up. You think you were lucky? Number. You were covered. You think you escaped by chance? Number, you were rescued. There were demonic traps laid for you in places you considered safe. But I rerouted you. There were curses spoken over you in secret, but I overturned them before they could take root. There were people the enemy sent to entangle your soul, but I removed them suddenly, and you didn't understand why. I shield you, not just from what harms your body, but from what threatens your calling, your peace, your purpose. This battle you are in is not just about you. It's about what's inside you. It's about the light you carry. It's about the ripple of breakthrough that would happen if you fully awakened. So the attacks have been persistent, but so has my protection. Every time the enemy strategized, I intervened. Every time he whispered despair, I sent you hope. Every time he pressed in with confusion, I steadied your feet. Every time he tried to drain you with fear, I poured strength into your spirit. You didn't always notice, but now you will, because I want you to walk with awareness. I want you to understand that you are not exposed. You are surrounded, and not surrounded by chaos, but by my presence. I go before you. I walk beside you. I am your rear guard. The shield I've given you is not made of flesh. It is not dependent on your feelings. It is not shaken by emotion or weakened by weariness. It is my word. It is my blood. It is my promise. And over that, no demon has authority. They can roar. They can threaten. They can even get close. But they cannot cross the line I have drawn around you. The enemy can attack your outer world, but he cannot possess your soul, because I own it. You are mine, purchased, marked, guarded, and because you are mine, you walk with access to heavenly authority. Speak my name, and angels move. Declare my truth, and the darkness recedes. Lift your hands in worship, and chains start breaking in places you didn't even know were bound. You are not defenseless. You are dangerous. You are not forgotten. You are fully supported. I know the battles that rage around your mind, the thoughts that come at night, the lies that try to speak louder than truth. And this is why I remind you, take every thought captive. Do not entertain what contradicts my word. Do not rehearse what I've already buried. Do not relive what I've redeemed. When the enemy brings up your past, remind him of your position. You are seated with me in heavenly places. Your identity is not based on what you did, but who I say you are. You are not just trying to survive this war. You are being trained to rule in the Spirit. Every wound will be healed. Every lesson will be used. Every scar will shine with glory, because I never waste a battle. The storm that threatened to sink you will become the sea you walk upon. The fire that tried to burn you will become the light that reveals my power. So do not shrink back. Do not fear what's rising against you. Do not bow to the intimidation of darkness. You have something greater. You have my name on your lips. You have my angels at your side. You have my spirit in your chest. And because of that, you are always more than the attack that faces you. When you sleep, they watch. When you pray, they war. When you speak my word, they respond. Because my word activates the realm you cannot see. And right now, that realm is alive around you. You may feel tired, but your spirit is not fainting. It's being refined. You may feel overwhelmed, but I am holding your frame together. You may feel like you've lost some battles, but I say to you, this war is already mine, and I never lose. I have already written your victory. I have already ordained your escape. I have already provided your way of endurance. You are not walking into destruction. You are walking into demonstration. The fire was fierce, but now comes the glory. The darkness was deep, but now comes the light. And you, yes you, will be the evidence that I shield my children. You will be the testimony that I never abandoned the battle. You will be the sign that grace doesn't just comfort, it conquers. I know what came against you. I know how hard it tried. I know how it almost succeeded. But I say to you now, it failed. You're still here. You're still breathing. You're still believing. And that means the enemy has already lost. So rise. Lift your eyes. Square your shoulders. There are more with you than against you. There is power within you, beyond anything trying to press in. This is your shield, your covering, your confirmation, your confidence. You are not alone. You never were. My beloved child, there is something I need you to know without any shadow of doubt. My blood is still speaking for you. It is not ancient, it is not silent, it is not weakened by time. My blood is eternal, and every drop that was poured speaks your name. When the accuser comes to remind you of your sin, my blood stands in the courtroom of heaven and says, paid in full. When the demonic forces gather against your home, my blood marks the threshold, and no plague may cross it. You don't need to strive to earn my protection. You need only to stand in it. Your shield isn't something you build. It's something I already gave. You may not see the wall, but I see it all. And I have not left you vulnerable. There is a hedge around you, formed not of stone, but of sacrifice. My sacrifice. And the enemy hates what covers you. He hates the sound of your praise. He hates the oil on your life. He hates that you're still worshiping through the fire, because you are evidence, proof, a walking contradiction to the powers of hell. You should have quit by now, but you didn't. You should have sunk in despair, but you rose in hope. You should have bowed to the lies, but instead you lifted your hands in truth. Do you know how dangerous that makes you? To the kingdom of darkness, you are a threat. Because I dwell in you, and where I dwell, light remains. Do not misread your attack as abandonment. You're under fire because you're under purpose. The greater the calling, the greater the conflict. But I would not allow the enemy to attack if I hadn't already placed a shield that would outlast him. And child, this shield doesn't crack under pressure. It doesn't fade when storms hit. It doesn't disappear when emotions shift. It is the covenant between me and the Father, and it is sealed by the blood that still flows with power. So when the enemy presses in, plead the blood. When the voices grow loud, speak the blood. When fear tries to invade your peace, cover yourself in the blood. You are not left to fight this on your own. You are wrapped in the divine weapon that conquered death itself. The shield is not your strength, it is mine. It is the strength of the one who walked through the grave and came out holding the keys. So when demons gather against your sleep, I'm there. When curses are spoken against your future, I nullify them. When anxiety rises in waves, my voice speaks stillness. I am not only the Prince of Peace, I am the commander of heaven's armies, and I fight for you. You've cried and wondered, God, do you see this? Do you care? Why am I being hit from every side? And I tell you, yes, I see. Yes, I care. And no, you are not alone. The reason the enemy fights you so hard is because he fears what you're stepping into. You're not just walking into breakthrough. You're walking into divine inheritance. You're not just praying for survival. You're birthing destiny. The attacks aren't proof of your weakness. They are proof that heaven has marked you. You carry fire. You carry light. You carry the fragrance of the secret place. So hell tries to silence you, but it will fail, because I have clothed you with something stronger than steel, my righteousness. No weapon formed against you shall prosper, not because of who you are, but because of whose you are. You are my beloved. You are my anointed. You are my warrior, even when you feel wounded. Your scars don't disqualify you. They testify. They remind hell that grace wins. They remind darkness that you didn't bow. They remind the world that I restore what was broken. So don't hide your wounds. Let them shine. They are medals of survival, badges of endurance, proof that the fire could not consume you. The enemy wants you to feel exposed, but I say you are hidden in me. He wants you to feel outnumbered, but I say one with God is always the majority. He wants you to feel overwhelmed, but I say I've already overcome the world. You are not walking toward victory. You're walking from it. The ground beneath your feet is soaked in my triumph. Every step you take is covered in authority. So stop shrinking. Stop second guessing. Stop asking if you're enough. You are more than enough. Because I am in you, and I am more than a savior. I am your shield. I am your defender. I am the fire that surrounds you, and the light that blinds every monitoring spirit. I don't just stand beside you, I stand in front of you. I go before you into every conversation. I show up ahead of you in every decision. I plant angels on the paths where your feet will walk. Even now, yes, now, I am reversing traps. I am silencing liars. I am erasing what was sent to torment your soul. This is not the end of you. This is the end of the enemy's hold. Stand, child. Lift your head. Square your shoulders in the spirit. You are not weak. You are rising. You are not abandoned. You are protected. And your shield, it is still speaking, still glowing. Still breaking chains with every breath you take. You need to understand what's been placed in your hands. You are not walking into battle unarmed. You are walking into battle with a weapon that was forged in heaven. You carry my word, and it is sharper than any two-edged sword. You carry my spirit, and he is fire, not fear. You carry my name, and demons still tremble when they hear it. You were never meant to survive on the defensive. You were born again to push back darkness. The enemy thrives on your silence. He feeds on your hesitation. He waits for you to forget who you are. But I remind you now, you are more than what attacked you. You are not the sum of your struggles. You are the echo of my victory. The shield I give is not just for protection. It's your position in me. It says, no entry. It says, access denied. It says, this one is mine. You don't need to beg for protection. You walk in it, because your authority doesn't come from shouting. It comes from knowing. Knowing who you are. Knowing who I am. Knowing what's already been won. You don't have to fight for peace. You enforce it. You don't have to plead for light. You carry it. You don't have to chase favor. You dwell in it. hell knows it, and that's why you're targeted. You're not under attack because you're weak. You're under attack because you're waking up. Waking up to the truth. Waking up to your power. Waking up to the anointing that cannot be stolen. There is a roar building in your spirit, not from fear, but from revelation. You're realizing now you were never helpless. You were just under pressure, but pressure only produces power when you're in me. And you are in me, and I am in you. So now, I say, pick up your sword. Don't let the lies of yesterday keep you bowed. Don't let the trauma of the past silence your voice. There is power in your decree. Say what I say. Release what I've already spoken. Declare healing. Declare freedom. Declare my presence over your atmosphere. Because when you speak my word, you release the sword, and no demon can stand where my word reigns. This is not a passive season. This is a warring season, not against people, but against principalities. And I have trained your hands for war. I've taught your fingers to battle. I've strengthened your spine in the secret place. I've whispered to your spirit when no one saw your tears. Every midnight prayer, every silent surrender, every whispered worship in the storm, it was all preparation. And now it's time to rise, not just to defend, but to advance. Because, child, your future is not behind enemy lines. It's in front of you, and you're not walking alone. You're walking with angels. Warriors you cannot see are stationed around you. They wait for your agreement with heaven. They respond to my name on your lips. They move when faith is activated. Stop speaking the enemy's language. Fear, defeat, confusion. Start speaking the language of the kingdom. Faith, truth, authority. You are not fighting for your destiny. You are enforcing what I already declared over your life. The devil's power is in his illusion. He wants you to think you're still bound. But I say you are free. He wants you to think you're losing. But I say the battle has already been won. He wants you to think it's too late. But I say, I redeem time. You are not too broken. You are not too far gone. You're not too late for what I've prepared. I know how to turn ashes into crowns. I know how to breathe on dead places and call them forth. I know how to shine light in the places you've hidden for too long. And I will do it, not because you earned it, but because you are mine. I am still the good shepherd, and I fight for my sheep. When one is missing, I leave the 99 to find them. When wolves surround, I stand in the way. When danger rises, I don't run, I roar. So hear me now. My roar is over you. It thunders through the heavens. It silences every plan spoken against your name. It drowns the voice of shame and accusation. You are not what you've been through. You are not what they said. You are not what your failures claimed. You are what I declare: chosen, anointed, shielded, beloved. I placed a wall of fire around you. I sealed you with my spirit. I stamped your soul with eternity. And I will not abandon you in battle. Let this settle in your spirit. Your victory is not pending. It is present. You are not waiting for rescue. You are walking in revelation. So stop shrinking in the shadows. Come forward. Stand in your armor. Lift your head. Open your mouth. Speak my name. Proclaim my truth. Command the darkness to leave. Because when you do, you activate the shield. You unleash the heavenly host. You walk as the child of the Most High. And I walk with you. Even in this moment, I'm fortifying your spirit. I'm breaking spiritual fatigue. I'm breathing fresh wind on your purpose. You will not fall. You will not faint. You will not fail. Because I am with you. I am your shield. And I am enough. The war you've been feeling in your soul was not your imagination. You've been under fire. But I want you to hear me clearly now. The enemy's access has been revoked. I am your shield, and this shield cannot break. It cannot be cracked by fear. It cannot be pierced by shame. It cannot be broken by the plans of hell, because this shield is made of me, and I do not fail. You may have felt weak, but weakness is not defeat. You may have cried, but your tears did not drown your promise. You may have staggered, but you are still standing. And that is proof enough. Proof that the enemy didn't win. Proof that you are still called. Proof that my hand never left you. I want you to stop waiting for the attack to end before you rejoice. Start rejoicing now, because your enemy is retreating. The fire that's been around you was never meant to consume you. It was meant to reveal you. Like gold refined in the furnace, your faith has come forth stronger, stripped of fear, stripped of doubt, stripped of every lie that tried to latch onto your identity. And now you know the real fight was for your mind. Because if the enemy could steal your belief, he could break your breakthrough, but he failed. You still believe, you still trust, you still worship, and that is dangerous to darkness. You're not the same person you were before this battle. You're stronger now. You're sharper now. You're wiser now. You've learned to listen, not just with your ears, but with your spirit. You've learned to discern the unseen. You've learned to move by my voice, not by your feelings. And because of that, you're stepping into a level of authority you've never walked in before. Not because of titles, not because of position, but because of alignment. You are aligned with me, and when you walk with me, you walk in victory. So take up your shield again, not just to block what's coming, but to declare what's already done. Let every dart be deflected. Let every lie fall to the ground. Let every curse be canceled by truth. You are covered. You are surrounded. You are sealed in divine light. No enemy can get through what I've placed around you. Let the world shake. Let storms come. Let weapons rise. None of it will prosper, because your identity is not in danger. Your future is not at risk. Your hope is not hanging by a thread. It is anchored in me, and I do not change. What I started in you, I will finish. What I declared over your life, I will bring to pass. What was delayed, I will now accelerate. You are moving forward not because your path is clear, but because your feet are ordered. Heaven has already mapped the route, and where you see obstacles, I see opportunities. Where you feel resistance, I release reinforcements. Where you thought it was over, I'm declaring it's only beginning. So rise, child. Rise from the ashes. Rise from the doubt. Rise from the fear. Your faith is rising too. And as your faith rises, so does the shield. This shield doesn't just protect, it reflects. It reflects my glory. It reflects my promise. It reflects the truth of who you are. That's why darkness hates you. Because when you walk into a room, you don't just carry light. You carry revelation. You carry the evidence that grace still works. You carry the proof that redemption is real. You carry my image. And no demon can erase that. Let them mock. Let them whisper. Let them plot. It won't matter. Because when I lift my hand, every tongue will be silenced. Every chain will shatter. Every trap will backfire. I am your defense. I am your fortress. I am your shield. And this shield cannot break. Not under pressure. Not under accusation. Not under attack. So go forward now, not in fear, but in fire. Not in retreat, but in revival. Not in confusion, but in clarity. The days of shrinking back are over. The days of second guessing are over. The days of hiding your light are over. You will speak, you will build, you will rise. And as you do, remember this: you were never alone. Even when you couldn't feel me, I was right there, blocking what you never saw, fighting battles you didn't know existed, preserving you for this very moment. So yes, you were attacked, but now you are armed, and now you are dangerous to every force that tried to destroy you, because you are shielded in me, and I am your victory. Now go, walk in it. And for those who are listening, subscribe to this channel, because I am using this space to speak to you, to reveal things about your future, to unlock what has been hidden, to confirm what I have been whispering. So like, comment and share. Not for attention, but for alignment. This is more than content. This is a confirmation. I am speaking and I will not stop. Your next chapter begins now, clothed in glory, surrounded by angels, shielded by heaven, because I am your shield, and I do not lose. I will be with you forever, my child. Amen.